Hi, ma'am. Uh,
Hi.
if you can just switch on the camera.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Hello.
So, ma'am, do you have anything which you want to present or anything?
No, I don't have any presentation slides. So, as I've been told earlier in my briefings, that it will be only for 5 minutes per panelist. So,
Yeah. Just wanted
yes.
to confirm if you want to show anything.
So, the briefings that were given or shared with us yesterday, so I will be talking with respect to design innovation and design thinking that students can use.
Then, if you're clear about those things, that's fine. Just wanted to check if your audio and video are working.
Yes, thank you. So, now may I turn it off so that you can check it with others?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, if you can just switch on your cam and check if it's working. Your audio also. Rajesh, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. So if you can just switch on your cam and just check if it's working fine.
Yeah, it was working.
Yeah, okay. So once Anita joins and once Anita joins, and we can go live in 5 according to the schedule. Once everyone joins.
Okay, thank you.
So can we have your audio also? Just want to check if your audio is also. Vishal, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Vishal, sir.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good.
Fine, sir.
Fine.
Just wanted to have a quick check of your audio.
Is it
Yeah,
fine?
video was working. Yeah, video was working.
Okay.
Video is also fine.
Thank you.
Sanjay Singh sir, if you can just switch on your webcam and check out your audio. Sanjay Singh ji. पवन कुमार जी, आप अगर ऑडियो भी चेक कर लें, वीडियो काम करता है।
हाँ, good evening, sir.
गुड इवनिंग सर.
Yes, sir, I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible. Thank you. Just wanted to have a clear check before we go.
Yeah.
So Sanjay Singh ji, don't know if the name's wrong on the display.
Thank you so much, Sameer sir. I will now invite my
Hello and good evening, all the guests.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Anaita, Assistant Professor, School of Fashion at UIT, Gandhinagar. So I will be doing your introduction at the start of the session.
Okay.
Well, good evening, Ms. Suri. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Rajneesh Kumar, Director of Digital Education at the Ministry of Education.
Yes, sir. I would request everyone to please have their cameras on during the session.
Yes,
Shall we do
surely.
it now, madam?
Yes, if that is okay.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
sir.
Hi.
I think Avlokita is going to moderate the session.
Yes, to the best of my remembrance, madam is doing it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do an introduction, and Anju ma'am, who is the Principal Secretary for Technical and Higher Education, she'll give a keynote, and Rajneesh sir, and if you could also say a few words, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I'll introduce for all the panelists one by one, and Avlokita can take it up from there. And then you guys can proceed however you've planned it. And at the end, after Avlokita gives the concluding remarks, I'll give a vote of thanks. So that's how we'll flow.
Okay.
We will disable the chat on the Zoom, just because in case somebody starts screen share, the chat shows up on the live feed. So that's one thing. Secondly, I would also want to point out, because some of the previous guests have asked, so the audience is not on this Zoom panel. The audience is actually on a different portal on the website, just to kind of, reduce any kind of disturbance on the Zoom panel and work with the bandwidth. So that's what we have. And any questions which come to me from the audience, I will ask it at the end of the session. And then Avlokita can decide who that question goes to and whoever wants to take the question.
Yeah, good with me.
Okay, great. Hello, Avlokita. You're on mute.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, Anahita.
Hi.
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah.
Hi, Kumkum.
Hi, ma'am. Yeah.
So I'll just take a time check and see how we are.
Okay.
Avlokita, ma'am.
Yes.
I think we were like really running at the 11th hour to receive the briefings basically. And I know you are like really running after them. So if we can just informally decide among us, like how we want to like go ahead with the panel discussion basically. So just a rough sketch will help all of us basically. Then
Yeah,
process
even I was,
to go ahead with.
yeah. So I think we can ask Rajneesh sir first,
Okay.
because I think he has a bigger picture idea in front of him. So if he can guide us, and then we can take it forward from there. Rajneesh sir.
Well, I'm here as a student, really speaking. But yes, the innovative pedagogy is very, very important, and the skills of the 21st century are going to be very different. So I'm sure the focus of the group is on having this kind of innovative things, and this hub. I think iHub is for this purpose only, from what I could gather, creating an innovation environment in Gujarat especially. And do you also support entrepreneurs by some way of funding or something? Is that the purpose also?
I think that will be answered by Anahita or Aditya, if they're there, because I'm from IIT Roorkee, and I think I'm representing DIC, the Design Innovation Center at IIT Roorkee.
Okay.
So I'm not a regular part of DIC, but then I happen to be interacting with them on and off.
Okay, then fine. Let the discussion go on. We'll take it from there. I think this is our starting point. We have to start working after the discussion. Yeah.
Yes. So we can just quickly have an idea as to what each one of us is going to talk about. And the sequence in which we're going to speak individually.
Madam, if you
Ma'am?
have something in your mind, you being the moderator, you can just convey to us. Otherwise, yeah, then maybe we can go that way. Else, I mean, if there is something else in each of our mind, you can ask us. Whatever way you like, we can go ahead with that.
I think you shared a cue sheet with us. I have that cue sheet.
Yes.
It is
yes.
okay. I think we can work in the same, unless you have more speakers in the sheet.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that is fine, I think.
Yeah, I think we just have the same number. I'm looking at Aditya. So we have Rajni sir, and then we have Dr. Anunay. So is Dr. Anunay with us?
Aranya Chaube.
No, not yet.
Aranya Chaube.
Yeah, he's not there with us as of now. Then we have Shri Harshad Shah. Yes, I can see Harshad sir.
Joined, sir. I already, yeah.
Yes, yes. Namaskar, sir. And then myself, Kumkum, and Professor Pavan. So yeah. So this is the list of speakers that we were given. So I think we can go in the same order, and I can request all of you to talk a little bit about this whole idea. So I got this mail. I don't know if you got this from Aditya, which had the note for STH, this school town hall. So basically, our intent is to discuss and explore the approach to experiential learning and simplified research, local and global culture around toys and games from the perspectives of academia and culture, and the role of toys and games in shaping the thoughts of young members of the society. So that's what I got from Aditya as an intent, as the key theme. So maybe we can talk around that. So I was thinking that maybe we can start with Rajneesh sir, and then we can go on to Professor Anunay Chaube, though I don't see him here. And then we can go to Harshad sir, and then we can go to Professor Pavan. And then in the last, because me and Kumkum, we are going to be the curators of this event. So we can have our, kind of wrap up of the event and the discussion. Okay, so what I was thinking that we can have, Anahita, you wanted to say something?
Lokita, I would just want to let everybody know Anju ma'am is here. So good evening, ma'am. And thank you for joining us. So please, ma'am, tell us when we are ready to go and we'll go live. Mr. Anunay Chaube is still not here, but I'm sure he'll be joining in a couple of minutes. We're trying to contact him, but in the meantime, we can go live and start the introduction.
Okay, so what I was thinking was that when each one of us have shared our views, which is around 10 to 12 minutes each, we can invite everybody to take it forward and discuss before moving on to the next speaker. That is what I was thinking. So will that be an okay thing with everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this can be done. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Just an update. We are going live in a minute. So I'll give a thumbs up as soon as we are live.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the town hall, the school town hall of today. It's an eminent panel of educators, policymakers, academicians, designers, and professionals that shall touch upon a spectrum of topics from the shake-up in the education system during the pandemic to the challenges faced by teachers and students coping with the virtual medium, and further discuss the future of education. The pandemic in most ways has introduced new methods of learning and imparting education, which going forward could be a part of the blended system. The panel shall also discuss the current industry trends and its impact on future of education and suggest directions for school students to prepare themselves for this future. We are very lucky to have amidst us Srimati Anju Sharma, Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, Education Department, Government of Gujarat. Ms. Anju Sharma is a member of the prestigious Indian Administrative Service and has been serving in the Government of India at senior leadership positions for more than 26 years. She is currently serving as Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, Government of Gujarat. She has received several awards, like the Prime Minister's Award for Administrative Excellence for implementing the Sickle Cell Anemia Control Program in the state in 2011, Individual Contribution Award for Health Insurance Scheme, Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana in 2011, NASSCOM Social Innovation Leaders Award, National E-Governance Award, E-World Award for the project E-Mamta in 2012, and India Tech Award for the project E-Mamta in 2012. She has authored 2 books, Eye of the Storm, Discover Your True Self, and Corporate Monk, A Journey from Wealth to Wisdom. She has lent her full support to the entire journey of the Ahmedabad Design Week 2.0. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today, and we request you to kindly deliver the keynote.
Good evening, everyone. All the participants of the school town hall for the Ahmedabad Design Week. I think there is some problem with my video. So let me just resolve it. Meanwhile, Dr. Pandya can speak. Today only they've just changed the settings, so I'll just get it reworked. Let
Sure,
Dr. Pandya speak first.
Sure, ma'am. So I would invite Professor Dr. Himanshu Pandya, the Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, to kindly say a few words.
Good evening, Namaste, distinguished panel, and all the viewers, those who are attending this school town hall. When we say Ahmedabad design, it's a big concept. And when we are involving our students, those who are bubbling with the energies and ideas in the school campuses for various activities, I tell you, we have visited so many science fairs and scientific activities what students used to participate. They always come with something novelty, which can, inspire the youngsters also. When we provide them a platform, they will perform the best and they will deliver the best. I would congratulate all the organizers and the team, Ahmedabad Design Week, those who have designed to have the idea of our Honorable Prime Minister of Make in India concept, where we can have our own toys to understand our own culture and civilization. Manufacturing of toys is not a big deal, I tell you. Everybody is working on this. But it has to link with the cultural ethos and our beliefs and our understandings about the societal values. When we have such coordination at one particular juncture or a platform, we will be able to send some messages to the world that we can also produce something. I know just 1 month back when we had a meeting with DPIIP, Dr. Mahapatra was there and we were planning for this event. The first idea came in our mind is to have a toy as a Design Week theme. And it shaped in a very wonderful way that now the participation is enormous in this toy manufacture and toy theme Design Week, where each and every sector is participating in an enormous way. Just a month back, when our Honorable Prime Minister announced the toy manufacturing, its importance in Indian economy, people grabbed this opportunity and they just went out with the ideas and conceptualization and the policy behind the market behind this toy manufacturing and everything. But I tell you, 200 crore industry becomes 600 crore industry within a month or so. So the investment is humongous, what people are participating. And I tell you, when we have some themes available, looking the local craftsmen in mind, the local requirement of our society in mind, we can do wonders. Many a time we give this example that we can promote Spider-Man and Hulk, we can promote Batman, and we can promote the super characters of Hollywoods. But we do have our own characters which are equally popular amongst the community, and we need to popularize them. When we promote the local ethos, if we can promote Bhim, we can promote Arjuna, if we can promote Eklavya, I think the market is enormous. So when you have, kids in your mind, when you have the design in your sections, then you can deliver as per the requirement of the society. We need to promote our own craftsmen. We need to undergo the training and capacity building of our institutions, where we can involve all these people at one particular platform, and they can deliver something substantial to the toy market. Potential is extraordinary. Capacity is, world can take an example from us, that is there. But then we need to network all this at one particular platform. And I think Karnavati is doing that job very efficiently. And we do have now Children University with us. Professor Harshad Shah is there, who is actively involved in nurturing the Indian ethos in the university system, where we can learn things right from the conception to the growing phases. So each and every phase is very important. And if you deliver as per the studies available to us, which can bring the local ethos in practices, where we can, understand what is happening around us and what is important for us. And I think that would serve the exact purpose. Once again, congratulations for this coordination and organization of toy manufacture, toy design, and toy market in mind. And thank you very much for calling me here. And I would love to participate in a way it is possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Pandya. I would now introduce Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, the director.
Yeah, so I'm okay,
sorry,
like I can take it now. So,
okay, sorry, ma'am. Yeah.
Sorry for the disruption, but it happens sometimes when they change the settings. So, okay, so Professor Pandya, who just spoke about the innovation in toys, VC of Gujarat University, VC of Children University, Shri Harshad Bhai, all the eminent speakers over here and organizers. School Town Hall is a very important event for all of us because it connects the design event, which is primarily focused at the higher education system, and the designers who speak hi-fi language, to the very basic, where the minds are creative, the minds are playful and creative. So it is kind of acting as a bridge between the two. And when we were considering various events in Ahmedabad Design Week, having a school town hall emerged as one of the very important necessities, because ultimately students in the schools, children in the schools, I would say, they are, or young boys and girls in the school, they are the citizens of the future. And whatever we may say, we cannot beat them in creativity. We cannot beat them into innovative thinking. And more so when we are toying with the idea of toys, all the more a reason that we have to indulge and involve the small stakeholders, little ones, into this entire process. It is phenomenally important because design is So design is emerging as a very important discipline in the entire scheme of higher education, especially when you're working with novel ideas, creating a product which is not only suitable to the market, but which is also suitable to the needs of the users, which is aesthetically appealing, is very important. And we have to look into various aspects of design. So while a design being presented by a young student may be very creative, but it still requires some finishing. And that's what the designers, that's what the design courses all over the country can add value to. And that's how we would like to get them into the process. And we would like them to innovate for the future. So with that, I wind up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your views. Our next guest today is Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, Director of Digital Education, Department of School Education and Literacy. He is a mechanical engineer by qualification and has worked with the Indian Railways since 1999. He has worked in various capacities for running of trains, manufacturing and maintenance of locomotives, vigilance functions, etc. He was posted as Faculty of Information Technology at the National Academy of Indian Railways, Baroda, from 2012 to 2016. Then he took charge as Director, Vigilance in Ministry of Railways, New Delhi, from 2016 to 2018. Currently, he is on deputation to Ministry of Education as Director, Digital Education. In 2014, he was awarded a PhD in Mechanical Engineering. His keen interests are astronomy, puzzles, and mathematics. Rajneesh sir, I would request you to kindly say a few words.
Thank you everyone. And I'm really honored to be here. And you all must be knowing that Government of India also had a toy hackathon in the month of January. The results will be out soon. And we all realize that toys induce creativity, they enthrall children and adults alike. While machines can be, future ready, we can all imagine AI, but human level thinking, no machine can match. So after a few years, the routine tasks, the formal set of logical rules, historical knowledge will all be done by machines. And then they will be outsourced to countries where it is cheap. So the future lies with just creativity and critical thinking. That is where toy type of pedagogy, experiential learning are going to be extremely important, because the future will not belong to logical men and women who can acquire digest to bring up data. It will belong to people who can spot anomalies, who can ask original questions, who can have fresh ideas. And moreover, you see, knowledge is no longer going to be an asset of a country or a person or a place. It is going to be distributed. Already it has started distributing. And in the future, it's going to be even more distributed. Therefore, for a country like ours to survive and to thrive, creativity and critical thinking are, the imperatives. So I really look forward to the discussions. And we conducted a toy-kathon, and I'm sure with your town hall and your hub innovation, we can explore, induce toy pedagogy, experiential learning, and of course, as said earlier by speakers, it has to be tuned to Indian ethos. And as Anju ma'am also said, that it's a great area to work, and really look forward to discussions. And this discussion actually the beginning of something big. Thank you, everyone, and all the best.
Thank you very much, Rajneesh, for sharing your views. I would now introduce all our other panelists who've come from all across the country. So we have with us Dr. Anunaya Chaube, the Provost of Anant National University, Shri Harshad Shah, the Vice Chancellor of Children's University, Professor Avlokita Agarwal from the Department of Architecture and Planning, IIT Roorkee, Professor Dr. Kumkum Bharti from IIM Kashipur, Professor Dr. Pawan Kumar Rakesh, Department of Mechanical Engineering, NIT Uttarakhand. So I welcome all of you to be part of the school town hall, and Ms. Avlokita Agarwal, as the moderator of the session, can please take the session forward.
Thank you very much, Anahita, for giving us this platform. So before we start the discussions and deliberations, I think we just need to set the tone. And here, most of us who are part of the panel are academicians. We have been involved in teaching and research, though to senior level students, beyond school level students. And I understand that this particular discussion is more oriented towards young learners, primarily the school students. But essentially, the fundamentals of teaching and learning, they remain the same throughout the journey, whatever level it is. But as the level is, more basic, more primary, the approach towards teaching and learning has to be more experiential. So it should be ideally like that at all levels, but more so at the basic level. And that is also the level where creativity is at its maximum, because the young minds have so far not been adulterated by the environment which is around them, or rather conditioned by the environment around them, and which is what is exactly what we need to nurture and promote more when we are looking at different games and toys, which is what we are discussing today. So the intent of designing toys should not be to fixate the young, fresh minds, but rather than to open them up, to explore, to be more creative, which is what the intent is. And while doing so, while in the process, the intent is for them to pick up the ideas, the fundamentals, the principles, which we need to communicate to them. So, which is what the entire process is. Whether a toy comes across as a fun thing, or as a learning tool, or as any other sort of game for team building or whatever, at the end of the day, it has to promote creativity, is what all of us understand, and experientially. So in this panel, we will be looking forward to discuss and explore the approach to this experiential learning, the simplified research, local and global culture around toys and games from the perspectives of academia, which is what we largely represent here, and the culture and the role of toys and games in shaping the thoughts of our young members of society. So it is not just that the society is shaping them, but toys and these games which young minds, young children, they indulge themselves in, they also shape them. So we will be discussing around this, and let us start with our discussions. So to initiate the discussions, I would first invite Shri Rajneesh Kumar, who is Director of Digital Education, Department of School Education and Literacy, to kindly share his views on towards this.
Well, I have already shared my views, and I'm actually, as I said, I'm rather a learner and a student here. So I would like to know from all of you what is being done. The only thing I can say is that we are going digital now. So while going digital, we also have to talk a lot about how do children experience something. So one way is augmented reality, mixed reality. So I would say in the future, the toys would actually mean a AR or a VR toy or a mixed reality toy. So we have to think of the future also, because time may come that we have to digitize everything. But physical toys, yes, are very important. So maybe from a technological perspective, we can think of that direction. But yes, first is to build a very good Indian ethos-based toy. And there are two elements in this. One is developing the entrepreneur's skill in the student, taking it forward, and other is, somebody giving an idea, but he does not have the ability, the skill to actually turn it into an idea, or rather turn it to a physical object. So we have to encourage both kinds of students, one who has an idea and the other who can actually bring that idea to reality. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think this is precisely what we are pointing towards. So it is, we're talking about two things. One, what the toys or the games are going to be delivering in the time to come. And second, who is going to design and deliver those toys. So both of these aspects are important, critical. And as we know, the mandate that has been set by Honorable Prime Minister, which is to make India a global leader in toy industry. And all of us are working rigorously towards that. So the 2 points which Rajni sir has very beautifully put forward. One is what those games and toys are going to be. That's one. And second, who is going to design and develop those toys? And who better than the young children who themselves are going to be the users? Here I remember watching a movie long time back. It was a Hollywood movie. I don't know if many of you would have watched that, but if not, you can go and watch. It is a movie called Big, where a child suddenly, grows up and he just has a body of an adult, but he is a young child, and he happens to find a job just to sustain himself in a toy design company. And he actually goes on to get promoted to a CEO level just because he could understand what children want. So every time the designers in the company designed a toy, he would just review it because he is himself a child at heart. He is a child. And then he would reject certain toys and he would just project that, okay, these toys are really good. And ultimately in the market, only those toys would work. So what I mean to say is children are the users of these toys, these games. So they are also the best suited people to design new toys and new games because they know. So it is an open call. And then in the current ecosystem in which we are in, where entrepreneurship is being promoted so much, the startup culture is being promoted so much, and we have so many young school children who are becoming very successful entrepreneurs and startups. It is the time where our school children can actually take lead and start designing all these games and toys, which of course through the chain can be passed across to other links in the chain who can scale it up, manufacture it, make it bigger. So that's what is needed in the current system. So we have our next speaker with us. Do we have Dr. Anunay Chaube? Okay, I think
he hasn't joined yet. So
okay, no problem, no problem. Yeah, maybe some issue. So, so we have our next panelist with us, Shri Harshad Bhaisha. He is the VC of Children's University, and I would request him to share his views here now. Sir.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
आप सबकी कुशलता की प्रार्थना करता हूं और चिल्ड्रंस यूनिवर्सिटी के अंतर्गत जो कुछ भी काम अभी हम इस दिशा में कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में मैं कुछ बताऊंगा. That will cover the design part also. और चूंकि ये हमारे जो अहमदाबाद डिजाइन और के माध्यम से ये कार्यक्रम आयोजित हुआ है, तो मैं इसके अंदर कुछ बात करूंगा कि चिल्ड्रंस यूनिवर्सिटी इज वर्किंग फॉर द चिल्ड्रन राइट फ्रॉम womb. I mean अजन्मा शिशु, जो गर्भस्थ शिशु है वहां से लेकर के और 18 साल के बच्चों तक की हमारी ये कार्य रचना है, कार्य योजना है. और अभी हमारे साथ 55 schools of Gujarat have been affiliated in the project of our विद्यानिकेतन. तो इस प्रोजेक्ट में हम विद्यानिकेतन में जो जुड़े हैं वो हमारे उसमें 20 स्कूल तो सरकार के हैं, सरकारी स्कूल हैं, और 35 जो है स्वनिर्भर है, सेल्फ फाइनेंस स्कूल है. इन सबको हमने एक प्रेरणा दी है अभी एक कार्यक्रम में कि हमें अभी टॉय मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के बारे में सोचना है, टॉय कंपटीशन करना है, टॉय डिजाइनिंग करना है. हमने उनको कुछ आइडिया दिए कि आप योग, मान लो विविध प्रकार की योग मुद्रा है, जो विविध प्रकार के आसन होते हैं, उसको कैसे हम टॉयज के जरिए बना सकते हैं, टॉयज के माध्यम से, ताकि लोगों को पता चले कि ये पर्टिकुलर योग है, योग मुद्रा है। फिर हमने ये भी कहा कि एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत, ये जो माननीय बड़ा प्रधान जी का सूत्र है, उसको हम कैसे डिजाइन कर सकते हैं। फिर हमने ये भी कहा कि ये जो हमारे देश में विविधता है, बहुत सारी विविधता है, वैविध्य है, डाइवर्सिटी है, तो ये इसको हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, इस विविधता में एकता को कैसे अभिव्यक्त कर सकते हैं। विविध राज्यों के लोगों की जो पहनावा है, उनका ड्रेसेस है, उनकी भाषा है, उनका दिखाव है, तो ये इनको भी हम टॉयज के माध्यम से कर सकते हैं। अब इन सब के लिए हमने चिल्ड्रंस यूनिवर्सिटी में एक प्रावधान किया है, दैट इज वी हैव प्रोवाइडेड, वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड one department for toy innovation. That is already started. Our academic council and executive council have already permitted that. They have already sanctioned. तो ये टॉय इनोवेशन का डिपार्टमेंट हमने जो क्रिएट किया है, उसके अंदर अभी हमारे 3 कार्यकर्ता कार्यरत हैं। उसमें एक इंजीनियर भी है। रिसेंटली वी हैव रिक्रूटेड वन इंजीनियर, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, और वो भी अभी हमने उनको जो थीम दिए हैं कि इस थीम पर आप काम करो। एक है लर्निंग साइंस थ्रू टॉयज, लर्निंग मैथ्स थ्रू टॉयज, लर्निंग कल्चर, एक्सप्रेसिंग अवर कल्चर थ्रू टॉयज, एंड लैंग्वेज, अपनी भाषा कैसे सीख सकते हैं। तो ये ऐसे 4 थीम हमने हमारे मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर को भी दिए हैं, एंड ही इज वर्किंग ऑन दैट। फिर हमारे जो ये मैंने 55 विद्यालयों के बारे में जो कब बताया, उसमें वी हैव 27,000 स्टूडेंट्स, दे आर फ्रॉम स्टैंडर्ड 1 to 12, और उनमें करीब 5,000 शिक्षक भी हैं, टीचर्स भी हैं। उन सबको हमने अभी एक शुरू किया है कि कहना कि हम 27 फरवरी को जो नेशनल टॉय फेयर होने वाला है, उसके अंदर हमने आपके टॉयज को प्रदर्शित करते हैं। We have also occupied one stall in that national fair. एक और दो और संस्थाओं से हमारी बात हुई है। एक है वलसाड इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज, गवर्नमेंट इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज है वलसाड की, और दूसरी है पीपी सवाणी यूनिवर्सिटी, सिचुएटेड एट कोसंबा, नेशनल हाईवे पर है। तो ये इन दोनों संस्थाओं में डिजाइन की एक्टिविटीज काफी चल रही है, एंड वी हैव कनेक्टेड अवरसेल्फ, वी हैव जॉइंड विद देम, और उनको हमने निमंत्रित किया। मिस्टर वीएस पुरानी भी यहाँ आ गए, और हमने काफी चर्चा की है, काफी थीम बनाए हैं, और वेरी सून, रादर 15 to 20 days or rather within a month, we will be able to manufacture some good toys with some good ideas and good designs. चिल्ड्रंस यूनिवर्सिटी में एक हम टॉय हाउस का कंस्ट्रक्शन करने जा रहे हैं इन द एग्जिस्टिंग प्रीमाइसेस, दैट इज सेक्टर 20 ऑफ गांधीनगर. वी आर गोइंग टू हैव a very good toy house which has been funded by BPCL and under CSR activity. तो उसके अंदर भी हम 21,000 स्क्वायर फीट एरिया के अंदर एक अच्छा टॉय हाउस बनाने वाले हैं, और वे हमें 5 टॉय वान भी देने वाले हैं, जो बसेस हैं टॉय के लिए. हम वी आर गोइंग टू डिजाइन, वी ऑलरेडी डिजाइन्ड वन बस, and very shortly we will be designing all the 5 buses, and they will move around the state in our different 5 zones. गुजरात के 5 विभिन्न विस्तारों में वो घूमेगी, बच्चों को टॉय लाइब्रेरी के साथ कनेक्ट करेगी, टॉयज वहां खेलने के लिए प्रेरित करेंगे, उसके थ्रू हम साइंस मैथ्स वगैरह सिखाएंगे. तो ये भी एक बड़ी उपलब्धि होगी हमारी. और we have already conducted one workshop in the month of December. We have conducted, sorry, in the month of January we conducted one workshop of toy manufacturers of Gujarat, wherein 20 manufacturers had come and they demonstrated their toys. तो 89 टॉयज तो हमें देकर के गए हैं यहाँ पर गिफ्ट में, और यहाँ पर उन सब के माध्यम से हमने एक टॉय हाउस छोटा सा एक कक्ष में हमने बना लिया है, जहां अभी हम बच्चों को बुलाएंगे, इनवाइट करेंगे उनको। काफी गेम्स है, मोर देन 400 गेम्स एंड टॉयज वी हैव ऑलरेडी डेमोन्स्ट्रेटेड इन दैट टॉय रूम। टॉय हाउस तो नहीं कह सकते हैं, एक कक्ष में है छोटा सा, मगर 400-500 गेम्स है, उसमें वो खेल सकते हैं। और we are going to have the orientation of this program widespread with the avenues and the sources available with us. And I request you all to give us some guidance, give us some insight as to how can we move further for the betterment of this particular subject. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshit Bhai. I think the way you are taking forward the design activities and the entire, chain of designing and promoting toys is really an inspiration to everyone. I think what you are doing at Children's University, the same is to be replicated at many other places across the country. So since we have audience, since we have these children, school children who have connected with us from almost all parts of the country, what I can envisage and what I can tell these students is that such opportunities are going to be available in all parts of the country. So just like, a lot of students, you said around 2,000 students are already connected with you in Children's University, or
Madam, 27,000 I say.
I'm sorry, 27,000. And that's a really huge number.
And we are going to join them in our SSIP program, Student Startup Innovation Program. में उनको join करेंगे.
So this is only for the state, or you are doing it?
Yeah, it is only for Gujarat state and limited to 55 schools.
Right. So that is what I was saying, that we will have more such programs probably coming in other parts of the country, where all the students, in different states would have an opportunity, would have the chance to showcase and bring forth their ideas and convert them into reality, and help our country, our nation, become the global leader, which is what we are envisaging and all are working together. So thank you, Harshit Bhai, for showing us the way. And I'm sure the path that you are showing to everyone will be taken forward, and we will have more people walking on that path.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would now request Professor Pavan Kumar, who is a faculty member at Department of Mechanical Engineering in NIT Uttarakhand. So I would request Professor Pavan Kumar to kindly share his views.
Sure, ma'am. So good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Srimati Anju Sharma is chairperson iHub, and all the panelists, Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, then Dr. Chobe, then Srimati Harshit Shah, and Professor Agrawal, Professor Kumkum. So, in the my opinion about the toy design. So first of all, we need to understand the design, and then we have to think about the school children. So that is very important when we're talking about the toy design. So I think it should be in the curriculum course of the school, so that students have some time for the specific period, so they can do either analytical ability they can develop, some additional power they can develop, or you can say that some of the logic, some of the critical thinking. So there are so many methods that is already existing, right? But that is not implemented in the school. I have also visited so many schools near about the Srinagar and Dehradun. So I found that so they are, we can say that is the lacking in the logical thinking or critical thinking or something in this schools course this curriculum, right? And we have to incorporate it into the syllabus that is already in this. You already know about this. That is the sports is there, right? So some of the parts we have to inbuilt in the syllabus so that we can have some advantage, some disadvantage of the this toy or this game, right? Some the cause and effect diagram we have to this inbuilt. You can say that we have to think about this into the, you can say that at the student levels, right? So the main way, if you want to adopt some of the games as this Mr. Harsad said about the 89 toys. So I think we have to distribute those toys among the this age group. Suppose the students having this age group of this 1 to 3rd or 3 to 5th or 6 to 12th. So we have to categorize those toys, right? So that we can have the appropriate level of thinking on each and every level of the students from the class 1 standard to the class 12th, right? Or whenever we're talking about the toy design, something or this process design, right? Lego design, there are so many helicopters design is there, and automobile design is there. So we have to think about the material also. What are the advantage and what are the disadvantage? We have to think. Some students, as already told by this Rajnish sir, so they are talking about the digital toys. So if you give the mobile to the students, they will run maybe 3-4 hours, right? So in that case, can we keep some slot? Can we give some only the, we can tell them the advantage or disadvantage, right? So that they can use only the limited time period and more focus about the physical toy. In my opinion, we should have the more focus on the physical toy so that we can develop it and we can design it and we can sell in the market, right? And students should able to learn from them in the school. So educational toy design should be the more important. It should be the, you can say, educationally oriented, some affordable, right? Some of the in India also we can say that we have the diversity. So some students are rich, some students are very poor. Some in the school also, some private school or some government school. So in that case, we have to design the toy in such a way so that each and every person or each and every child can use those toy and learn a lot from them. So already there are some this Lego blocks is there, some geometry blocks is there. That is already lacking in the schools nowadays also. So we have to think and we have to more focus about the this toy design, and we need to implement into the primary school or middle class school. So this is my opinion, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pavanji. I think your views are absolutely in line with what we are discussing today. And we understand, we realize that the school children are the right, age and the appropriate time when creativity can be tapped, and a very successful, model of creativity and entrepreneurship can be built by promoting these young minds. So we will carry forward the discussion and we will hear the views of Professor Kumkum. She is a professor at IIM Kashipur, and her area of work is largely towards market research. So I will invite Kumkum to kindly share her views.
So good evening, everyone. Good evening, students. So I will be today talking about 3 things primarily, which may help you all in finding out what kind of toys at first of all you should think of making, what should be the merit of your toy, And lastly, and most importantly, who will going to play with those toys? So बार बार हम बात करते हैं और डिस्कस करते हैं in terms of how a toy should be. So if I will present a cake in front of you, nice icing cake in front of the students who are attending this talk, and you find that the cake is not tasty. Okay, cake looks very nice, but it is not tasty when you are eating it. You will not eat it second time, or you will not ask for it second time. And that is how basically the toys should be like. Either they should provide for a function related to learning. If not learning, it should have an experience that you will take along with it while playing with a toy. So when you talk about people like you, students like you, young brain like you, who are loaded with a lot of creativity, who have novel ideas with you, along with that, you have to think from the point of view that how you can put that creativity, put that innovativeness into such, making into kind of products, kind of toys which someone likes to use, someone like to experience, someone like to build possibly a dream with that toy. So this is the prerequisite when young people like you, where a lot of emphasis nowadays is being given on experiential learning, where toys can help in learning mathematics or learning English or learning Indian ethos. Rajneesh sir was talking about it. So most important thing is to ensure, for T for time here, I have seen it as whether it has temporal relevancy. So there are two categories basically you can think of, and you can come up with toys which becomes really famous when a new movie is out, for example, or a new toy series is out, for example. So they remain relevant for that particular time. And second is like they remain relevant no matter what time is. For example, the old mythology stories of King Vikramaditya, Vikram Betal, for example. So these are the things, these are the stories which you can use in order to come up with what kind of toys we can make. And second is, as Harshad sir was talking about, that 55 schools will be roped in to promote the culture of school startups basically. So second and most important thing for you people is to understand it could be really good that your toy could be high on creativity, but at the same time you should also think it from the point of view of, is my toy having an opportunity for market? So that is the toy O, that the second alphabet. So please look into it, that whenever you are using all your energy and creativity into it, you want that product, you want that game, you want that online toy or game to be used by more and more people, and that shows the relevancy of that toy. So second thing is really, really important, that whether your toy has an opportunity to improve as well as market. And thirdly is, you have to see, that is the why, that whether you're going to make nice yield out of it. That is, if you cannot make money, for example, if you cannot think it from that perspective, again you will see, because we are talking about the school startups, for example, over here, again it will be little discouraging for a young entrepreneur to see that the toy or the game they have come up with is not doing well in the market. So these are the three things, important ones according to me. I would like to see people submitting their ideas or coming up with the interesting toys or games that you are working upon. Secondly, connecting to what Rajneesh sir was talking about, the new age, you can say the student or the child would like to see more of AR, VR. So we have to see students that whenever we are thinking in terms of manufacturing or conceiving with the thought of coming up with interesting toys, the technology second. First and foremost thing is you have to come up with the story, come up with a persona, that who is the hero in your toy. So is it that Wonder Woman doing lovely things and, you know, beating with a challenge, or it is a Cinderella that once upon a time it was a good story and then there was a challenge and the prince was introduced who has that hero character, and lastly it's you beat the challenge and you take up the queen, or in Ludo, or in for example in chess. So these are the games, these are the toys that help us understand that how the story of one toy or a game should be, and that is very important to understand for young people like you, to find out how you can make your toys more user friendly, more user likable, and more market oriented. Only then you can say that the main purpose of so many people, so many platforms working together to make it success will going to happen. So with this, I conclude my thoughts, and over to you, Avalokita ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kumkum. I think it was very beautifully put, the way you explained the three alphabets of toy and what it would really require to design and make a successful, toy, or, a complete startup for that matter. So yes, when we are talking to school children, it is not just about the design ideas and creativity. It is taking it further, because we can't just be happy with designing a good product, but it is also about making it successful as a product in the market, and ultimately, making business out of it, because that is how it will remain relevant. Now, after all these discussions, something that I feel should also be an integral part of this entire industry is where we're talking about sustainability. So sustainability of market business is one thing, but a very responsible approach towards designing and manufacturing of these products is something that we also have to look at. Now, if you look at our traditional Indian toys, so you will see that our traditional Indian toys were always made out of either wood or clay or fabric. So these three products were actually, they were the natural materials, So the fabric would go and it would totally decompose. The clay would go back to the soil, and the wood was, the wooden toys were actually made out of the leftover wood which was available after the furniture was made, or some bigger pieces of wood artifacts were made. So that wood, good quality wood, but leftover pieces were used to create these wooden toys, whether they come from Banaras or wherever. So we as a country, India as a country, has always believed in respecting the environment. However, if we look at in the market currently, even in our own country, we see a lot of toys which are made out of products, out of materials which are towards the end of their life harming the environment somewhere. So when we are looking at these ideas of designing these toys and these products, that is another thing which we have to look at, because environment is in great danger, and we as a country can show the world a way that all this can be done in a very environmentally responsible manner, which is important for us. We can't just be following the same trend which is currently there of using a lot of plastic in toys, or use and throw kind of culture. We have to make it more sustainable environmentally, and simultaneously it has to make a sustainable business as well. So both the things have to be there. So both for the planet and for the profit. People will automatically be benefited if you have a good design. So that's one thing which I wanted to add. And the second thing which I want to put in here is, all the time we talk about designing these toys, and simultaneously we're talking about experiential learning and leaving the young minds free, allowing them to explore. in this period of this pandemic, when the schools were closed and the children were studying at home, there were a lot of new experiences. So while it was like as a teacher, as an academician, it was very challenging for us also to deliver the same content online. But it also showed a new way where almost all the students across the country, they were allowed to explore beyond their books. So what teachers were doing, we were just giving the concepts. We were just telling them the fundamentals, the basic things. And on that, the students were building upon their assignments, looking at the environment around them, taking examples from there and building upon their learning. And somewhere, I as a parent and I as a teacher both felt that the students were able to learn more when we removed those boundaries. What was happening in our education system was that we had very rigid boundaries in which the students were expected to perform. Now, because of this pandemic, a lot of these boundaries had to be loosened. The students were free to use whatever materials were available around them, whatever was available around them. And suddenly we saw that the responses were phenomenal. I'm sure all my academician panelists would agree with this, that the kind of assignments which were turning in from the student side were really good. Now, with this thing in mind, on one hand, we're talking about leaving the students free. And on the other hand, when we talk about designing a toy, we are kind of restricting, sometimes the creativity. There is a rule, there is a game board, and whoever is the player is supposed to perform along with that. So I think in the time to come, toys which enhance the creativity and which enhance the I should say the explorative nature of the player are going to be more in demand, and that is where we have to work towards. It's not just the creativity of the person who is designing it, but it is also towards enhancing creativity of the person, of a child who is playing with the toy which you have designed. And it has to have endless opportunities. So if we look at some of the most popular games and which have been like in the market for several years now, and they still are on the top of their segment. For example, we talk about Legos, right? Now, why do children and parents alike prefer Legos is because there are limitless possibilities which are possible. It's just a set of certain pieces, and you can arrange it in whatever manner you can, and you can produce anything that you want. It is limitless. So that is something which is going to be required in the future, where we enhance the creativity. The third thing, which is what we are emphasizing here, is our own culture, and we have to design toys which showcase our culture through very simple medium. So there is a computer game which I'm sure a lot of you might have explored. It's called Raji, but it has a very Indian feel. The music, so right from the music, the character, the dress of the character, the environment, the architecture of the game, which is what is visible, everything is so Indian in nature. So even while it is a regular computer game, so the hero is a girl who is very enthusiastic, and she crosses these different levels. But while the player crosses these different levels, he or she actually experiences a lot of things about Indian culture, India as a country, the music which we associate ourselves with. And in every level, it is a different state where the hero goes to, the heroine goes to. So sometimes it is in north, sometimes it is in south and west and like that. So the music will change, the costume will change, the architecture would change. This is a very subtle way of introducing our culture to the world. The game remains the same. It has a lot of obstacles, a lot of enemies who come in, but what those enemies look like, what this hero looks like, what this architecture looks like, and India being such a vast country and such a varied country where we have so many cultures coming together to form a national culture, there is no dearth of what all we can put up. So these three things are something that we also need to, keep in mind every time we design a toy. Does it represent my culture? Does it offer the player, the user, endless possibilities for creativity, or does it allow them to learn and experience while playing? So this was my take on how the toy industry, or how the students can contribute towards India becoming a global leader in toy industry. So I would now invite all the panelists to kindly share views on what we have, we individually, what each one of us have put forth as our points.
Please ask any questions from the students, then we will discuss.
Okay, Ms. Anahita, do we have a possibility of taking up questions from students? Is that a possibility?
Yes, Avalokita, we do, and we do have some questions. So,
okay, I think then let us take them.
All right. So we have questions coming in, so I can read them out for you.
Yeah.
So today, busy parents let young kids play games on mobiles and tabs to keep them engaged. What are your views?
So anyone would like to answer this one? Okay.
I would like to take it, ma'am.
Sure, Kumkum.
Yeah. So here I have an answer. Possibly, everything done in moderation is accepted and it should be allowed. So there is nothing wrong as such kids playing games online, but at the same time we should also see and explain to the kids that why it should not be done, because it somehow restricts the imagination part. So remember when we were young and it was like, why you should read a story to your child, because that allows the child to imagine. So the online games limits, as that's what I was talking about, what Rajneesh sir was also saying. Certainly there is a big market for AR, VR and online games. But at the same time, as I said, everything done in moderation and with a fine balance should be allowed. So that's what my response to it. Others can certainly pitch.
Well, I have just one point to make, that this is inevitable and we have to deal with it. It's almost a pandemic situation, the online gaming, and it has a lot of positives. The motor skills of the children is improving things, but as Kumkum ji said, it's passive entertainment, and that passive entertainment is good for an hour or so, but if the whole day you're doing this, is bad. So parents must try to do something, exercise control. That is where toys can be a real great thing. Innovative toys like Lego, mechanics, they engage the child. So they will, drift away from electronic hobbies, Arduino kits, AI kits. So parents have to find balance, but it is inevitable. You cannot avoid it anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think both of you have made very valid points. So our next question is, what are your views on gender stereotyping in toys?
Okay, maybe I can take it here. I think as we are growing and we are moving towards more of this online thing, even that is breaking, and also as more and more of, parents, our generation are becoming aware. And in society itself, the the inequality. I don't mean inequality in the sense one is higher up or lower, but it's just a difference, which is also, reducing, because, more and more of both the genders are performing roles, and most of the roles in the society are becoming gender neutral. So women are going and working in the domains which traditionally were considered to be typically performed by men, and similarly vice versa. So toys are just a reflection of what the society is. And unlike yesteryears, we as parents do not encourage or push our children to pick up a certain specific type of toy. So I think it is already breaking, and especially with a lot of toys which are emphasizing more on creativity and learning, there is no gender bias at all. With creativity, creativity and learning is not biased in its basic form. So there is no gender, differentiation or stereotyping of toys. And as we grow more as a society together, I think this is all going to go. However, it is about a child's specific choice of what kind of toy a child prefers or chooses. So for that matter, I think we will always have to have products available in the market which can be picked up by a child. I'm saying irrespective of gender. So we will always have to keep our products ready. However, it is not about pushing the child based upon his or her gender, is what I feel.
So here I wanted to add a minute or two over this, based on what practically the toy makers have done globally. So when we talk about the known Barbie maker Mattel, so they have already burned their fingers last decade when they realized that for decades they were coming up with Barbie dolls clad in professions like that of doctor, nurses, teachers, typically stereotyping the dolls into the profession considered to be the traditional occupations associated with women. So they realized their mistake, they have reworked on it, they have spent dollars to convey the same on social media, stating that now you can see their dolls being all clad in a tradie costume, doing the plumbing jobs, for example. So this is something which is being done already and which is being experimented already. And if I'll take the last example here is that of a very famous series of Queen's Gambit. We have seen not earlier games like chess, for example, where you put the main protagonist as a woman doing really well in kind of a men's game, which was never being said explicitly, but implicitly being felt so. And you realize that how remarkably the game itself has benefited chess. People are buying it, people could relate it, and that is what it is. As Avalokita ma'am was talking about, it is more of gender neutral, because marketers market to understand this point that now it is not just about two, basically now it is about the three. So we have to be, there is no choice basically left that it should be female oriented or male oriented or third gender. So this is my take on, that's all.
Well, just one little point here.
Yeah.
But there is one type of gaming which I really want is not gender neutral. That is violent games. You see all men, hang around. It's really good that they get away from this and women don't enter that domain. Just because men are having violent games, so women also do. Violent games is something government should seriously ban. It's really, really killing to the child. A 14-year-old kid having knowledge of AK-47s and weapons and cannons, it's not needed. But anyway,
right.
It's a big market. So I hope ladies of the world don't start entering this domain of violence.
There is this, just to prove a point. The game which I was mentioning, this online game, which is actually developed by an Indian developer. This game is called Raji, where the heroine is actually a female and she fights. So it's actually not violence as such, but she has to go and rescue her brother. So that's what the story takes her to. So there I find that even that is breaking. So whoever is playing is actually playing for that girl. So there is no option to change Raji into a boy. Raji remains a girl and she continues to play. So somewhere even I see that, you know, somewhere even that entry has been made. I don't know what is going to happen to the world when women enter into island games, but it is happening, you know, a little bit, because I have young children at home, and they're in that age group where they keep exploring, and along with them, of course, we also keep exploring what kind of toys and things are available. And I see that it is gradually blurring. That line is blurring.
Thank you all for sharing your views.
It has already blurred, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next question is, how can the toy industry empower the underprivileged in society?
Well, I really have many things to say, but I'll just say 2 lines.
Sure, sir.
That ultimately, if you look at the I used to go to Banaras. There was a very little 5 rupee board that used to come, such an innovative board. नीचे थोड़ी सी आग लगाई है, वो चलती थी पूरे समय. Now, this is something which was done by the very poor people of Banaras. So traditional toys, the toys which are used by the children of the tribes who don't have access to the great things, they are really wonderful, scientifically made. They also educational by nature. They are a big market, and if the entrepreneur from Gujarat or Maharashtra or any place can actually access that talent, give them money and also earn in the bargain, will be a really great thing. And I think there is a lot of market for wooden toys, traditional toys, arts and craft. It just needs to be tapped.
I totally agree with Rajneesh sir, and what I was, kind of saying when I was presenting my views was whether we have to box the ideas or we have to just let them free is also partly imparted through our education system. Unfortunately, the way our education system has been for past several years is we condition our children too much to think in that box-like manner, which fortunately the people who are from underprivileged section of the society have not been boxed that much, because they have actually not been through this formal education, and it has not killed their creativity and the power of imagination. And that is precisely the reason why children who are coming from remote tribal areas and things and places like those, they continue to remain imaginative and creative, and that is why they have really wonderful ideas. So there are several villages here near Roorkee where we are, and they are inhabited by the tribes called Van Gujars, who own forest rights, and we happen to go there many times. Their children are so creative about using the natural products, these natural materials, and come up with these wonderful ideas. I think what we as a system need to do is to bring these people who are creative, who are imaginative, who have these ideas, and the other side, we have these people who have the business sense, and bring them together so that we create a win-win situation for everyone, which is precisely, I think, what Rajneesh sir, you were saying, that there is this business side and there is this idea side, and we just need to bring together. So I think at a system level, somewhere we just need to facilitate that so that it benefits everybody, especially the underprivileged people who are, maybe filled with more ideas.
Thank you for that. And that actually brings me to the next question, which is related. How can we revive the indigenous toy crafts of India in today's digital age?
I would like to take it, maybe others can also comment on that. I was just going through how Uttarakhand is trying to revive or bring back the indigenous toys that once used to be played in the state by asking the primary schools and the high school people to conduct a weekend or weekday kind of events in the schools, basically, to encourage children to play, and what the stories were, what the toys initially were, what board games were, so that more and more people get to learn what these toys are. So I will go with my basic marketing knowledge over here. So it all starts with spreading awareness first. So anything that I have forgotten, if I will be made aware of it once again by roping in possibly the third generation into here, maybe the grandparents being brought together, being requested to come to the schools to share their own stories with them. So it actually puts back that imagination and that desire to play it once again. So, and then that connect is very important. And if we can come up with such kind of activities or ways through which we can bring that old generation with the younger ones who have the knowledge, who have the tricks how to play such kind of games, so it really, really works. So this is already being experimented in the state of Uttarakhand. I'm pretty sure that other states are also doing things like this at their own level. Yeah. So that's all from my side. Yeah.
I would like to, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I want to add one point. Government of India has already established the design center, so many this Atal Drinking Lab. So those students who are from the villages, they don't have the facility to make this toy. So they can come up in any of the innovation center and they can prepare the model, right? And we have also connected this toy hackathon in the state of Uttarakhand, and we call the students from different schools, the schools years level, you can say that class 8 to 12. So we find out so many there are innovative games and this toys they have in the mind and they want to implement in the school also. This is also one of the methods, so we can carry forward to means innovative design.
In my opinion, I think one more thing which we need to do if we really want to be leaders of the world in toy design is we have to adopt this principle of local. You know, so while we are promoting our local traditional toys, crafts, we also have to suit the global requirement. We see the world has shrunk, okay, because of this, digital revolution which has happened. Our children today know a lot about, America and Europe and Australia and a lot of different parts of the world without even being there, right? So we cannot expect our children to just be satisfied with what they get around them. They have so much of exposure. Our industries, our toy industries will also have to understand that our users today are so much more aware. They are unlike our generation. In our generation, there was no internet. We were very happy with the toys that we would get in the local market. But now, when our children have access to internet, they also know what all toys are available. It is also available online, right? So they know what all is available, and then they have a certain expectation from toys. We have to bridge that gap somewhere. I know it is easier said than done. A lot of efforts will be required towards bridging that gap, but we will have to work towards that to actually bridge this gap and bring our local products, wrap them up in a global, cover envelope, and then market it. That is what is required. If we just, be very obsessed with this idea that I will just stay traditional and this is the way the traditional toys were and this is how they will be promoted, probably, I don't know how much acceptance it would have, because I see the children growing very fast and being exposed so fast. The children today are reading a lot of international authors. Okay, so I see them reading, Geronimo Stilton and this and that. And what is so interesting about this? They read about Switzerland, they read about Mayan civilization and this and that. A lot of these, places and people and things, they are so much more exposed than we were. And we also have to fuel in their curiosity. We have to fuel in their exposure. We can't limit their exposure at this stage. So our traditional industries will have to work towards that. That is what I believe.
I have just one point to make here.
Yeah.
See, आप शायद IIT रुड़की में ना मैडम, अवलिका मैडम? हाँ.
Yes, yes, sir.
और कुमकुम जी शायद IIM काशीपुर में है और अनिता जी IIFT जम्मू.
Sir, I am in IIT Gandhinagar.
Acha, okay. So what I think you all can do is, maybe have surveys done by your students, young students who come to you. Let them reach out to some places and see what is the market and how it can be, how it can evolve. Because ultimately, we can do a lot of these contests, but unless one great idea, picks up, that is going to be the inspiration. Because I tell you frankly, inspiration is best local inspiration, localized. Amitabh Bachchan can inspire all of us to do something, but actually real life does nothing. But लेकिन जब पड़ोस का बच्चा कुछ कर जाता है, तो माँ बाप हम सब motivate हो जाते हैं. So that local motivation is very important. I think you all can play a big role by your students. Your students are very bright, so they can go out to reach out to the villages and traditional toy makers and see what can be done, because that is the future for them at least, not for all of us, but for them at least.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. On that note, I would also like to share that as part of our design curriculum, we also study crafts and craft cluster initiatives. The students do go and work in clusters with the artisans to develop products and come up with a marketing strategy for the same. So, students help the artisans in product diversification and contemporizing the traditional products for a new market, but keeping the essence of the technique and the craft intact. So, but of course, there's so much more to do in that.
So, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that. And Avalokita, if you have any concluding remarks, please.
Okay. So I think we have discussed at length the different, aspects of the entire industry. So it's not just design that we limited our discussion to. We talked about how an idea from a design stage will be taken to a successful business idea, which is what we need to really look at. So while we are encouraging through this platform our school students, our school children to be more creative, more imaginative, and come up with a lot of different ideas, what has been put forth by other panelists also is that this idea has to be matured, in due course of time to make it acceptable to the market. So we are not just thinking of a random idea, but we are also looking at what is going to be preferred by the market. So when Rajneesh sir says that we need to look at what is the preference of people around us, how the children are growing and they are becoming more digital. So we are actually looking at the user preferences, our market preference into consideration. When Pawanji says that we also have to look at how the toys will be manufactured. So beyond design, it has to go through the manufacturing stage. And when I say that we have to look at the environmental sustainability aspect, that is giving this product a real shape, bringing out the prototypes. And then lastly, Kumkum says that we have to look at how profitable the business is going to be. So we are not, so this is an entire chain, okay? This is what we have to keep in mind. However, though we talk about all these different aspects, when we motivate you as the young school children, I think the first step first, so you have to start with thinking of really bright ideas, start there, subsequently the steps would be taken and they would be necessary to be taken up. So start with the design, but of course keep that higher aim, higher goal in your mind, and then I think you can really win the world and take India to a place which it truly deserves across the world. You all the school children are the future. You are going to shape India the way all of us envisage. We are already working towards it. All of us in our individual capacities are working towards making India the greatest nation in the world. But I think with you as a younger generation, you are much more capable of, accelerating that growth of our country towards becoming the greatest. So I think with this, we can wind up, or I've tried to just put together all the views that have been put, but if anyone wishes to just add to it, you're most welcome.
Okay, so with that, we come to the vote of thanks. So thank you, Srimati Anju Sharma, for your constant support to make this vision of Ahmedabad Design Week 2.0 centered around toys a reality. Your views and guidance throughout, and for putting together the school town hall is gratifying. Thank you, Shri Rajneesh Kumar, for pointing out the role of toys in pedagogy that is the way forward. Thank you all for engaging us in this informative and enlightening discussion on the local and global culture of toys, from design conceptualization, sustainable and responsible product realization, through to consumption by children. Initiatives to take forward design activities for promotion of toys are the need of the hour. The discussion highlighted the role of toys in experiential learning across various age groups and emphasized on innovation and research. You all have left us pondering on how to box, or rather unbox, our ideas in shaping our future generation and our future environment. Well, you've left us to brainstorm the role of design as a thinking and problem-solving tool. Finally, I thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be a part of the Ahmedabad Design Week 2.0. And I invite you to come and visit our campus in Gandhinagar whenever you are in town.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Namaskar. Yeah. Okay, today has been an engaging, insightful, and informative day at the Ahmedabad Design Week with all our speakers, panel discussions, and workshops. Thank you all for being with us today. We will be back tomorrow for yet another promising and exciting day of the Ahmedabad Design Week. So with that, I take leave and have a nice evening.